Hey everyone, it's Trader Rob. Today is day 17 of the Small Account Challenge. 3 more days left to go. The bot did phenomenal last week. Brought our account from the depths of the sea all the way up to almost break even. Let's see how it performs this week, right after the intro. As always, nothing that I state on this channel is financial advice. Trading futures is risky business. Any type of trading, any risk that you put out there, you are 100% at risk of losing all of your funds. My main goal is to show you guys some of the strategies that I have traded and I trade every single morning, and also to showcase a trading bot that I purchased from Robert Anderson called the Gold Line Trading Bot. That is what you're seeing up here on your screen. We've got the NQ on the left, oil in the middle, and we've got the Russell on the right. All of them are micro contracts version of that instrument. We're trading 2 contracts per instrument. Now, just as a recap to the challenge, we started the account with $2,000. First 6 days of the challenge, we were in the green. The next 6 days, we were in the red. The last 3 days have all been green days. The bot on Friday just killed it. I mean, I think it made 100. Let's pull it up. This was day 16 P&L. We made $162 with the bot. Just took some fantastic trades, all to full take profit. So the account sits right now at $1,974. So we're roughly $25 from
Order submitted.
Even. So, and it looks like we might have a setup here in the Russell on a 5-minute goal line. Let's take a look at this trade. Let's see if I can. Let's see what we've got going on here. So we had a push. We had a trade right back down into the overnight open. We had a bounce off of that overnight open. The NASDAQ this morning. Holy shit. I was looking at that trade and I was in an oil trade as well, which oil looks like it might be setting up here now too. I was in an oil trade, so the NASDAQ just had this beautiful overnight open setup that I'll try to bring it back on the screen after we see if this is going to take this setup or not. So we've got then a push down, trying to get back
Order
to...
canceled.
So canceled that one out. It closed above, so it didn't have that rhythmic pullback into that EMA. That's okay. Let me just make sure I get my oil trade here set up. All right, I still got some time on that one. So yeah, let me look at this NASDAQ. Here you go, right here. I mean, this was pullback right into that overnight open, and I mean, you're looking at 100 points off of that. That is a powerful ass trade. And I do have some really good updates on the bot as far as some of the new additions that are going to be coming into it. They look fantastic. So I will get to that. Let me just make sure here. I don't want to miss. It's tough. You're trying to do videos and you're trying to trade at the same time. So I just want to make sure that I don't miss a trade here. Now, oil this morning, session 1, full take profit, 25 ticks. That thing hit like a beauty, quick. Well, I don't want to say super quick, but I would say within the first 12 minutes of that trade, we were full take profit, which is pretty awesome. So, yep, looks like we're going to get into...
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Let's see if we get into a nice little setup here. Whoa,
Order canceled.
that wasn't right.
Order submitted.
There we
Order
go.
submitted.
Wow, I almost took 3 contracts there of the CL. That would have been um that would have been disastrous. Holy shit. I'm not even sure how that even happened. Well, so yeah, as I was saying, session 1 was a beauty, full take profit. Um got my NQ trade this morning at 8:35. Obviously, you guys saw that huge rip and took the continuation play on that one. Um, Easy trade, $250 there. Promise you, I'm gonna make. I know I get so many comments about that trade. Promise you, I will make a video on it. Um, let's see here. What happened in natural
Order
gas?
canceled.
All right, so let's get these things set up here. All right, we're in a trade here in oil on second session. Let me just make sure I got my entries where I need them. So it's like we're looking for 26 ticks. All right, we're in now. 77.91. Okay, sorry about that. Got all my I got all my trades for the day are pretty much set at this point. The only other trade that I will look at is that 15-minute Rob reversal trade. Let me just see if there's been no setups, no setups on that pattern at all today. Okay, so as I was explaining with the bot, what are some of the new features that Bob is rolling out? Well, he's got an overnight open trade that the system now. So we've got pretty much 3 trades set up. We've got a 1-minute goal line, a 5-minute goal line, and a 5-minute red line trade. And he then, if you guys watch his channel, his channel's linked in my description. He's got all of these videos very well documented on his channel. He explains it better than anyone. But he's got this overnight open trade, which is exactly what I was just pull it up again. So right here, this yellow line, dashed line down here, this is your overnight open, okay? And he has always said that the overnight open, it kind of acts as a magnet, which obviously it acts as a magnet, but then it's like a repellent. It's almost like a line in the sand where, it'll touch, it'll pierce, maybe by a tick or two, and then it just gets a huge reversal. And obviously you can see 100 points right here on the NAS this morning. So, and that's it's just a common reoccurring theme within this overnight open trade. So he has now added the overnight open trade to our bot. And well, it's still to be released, but it's going to be coming here very soon. Another big update is you can go and purchase the bot now. So you can get a subscription to the bot if you're interested. It's open. There's a link in my description to his website where you can purchase the bot. I've got no affiliation with Robert Anderson, no affiliation with the bot. I don't make any money off the bot. So full disclosure. Now, what are some other things that he's got brewing? Well, as you guys know, that there's these buttons up here which got the longs, the shorts that you can turn on and off, and then a closing a position, which you can also do right from the top of every chart. A few other things that he's adding. He's going to be adding now a button to turn on and off the 1-minute goal line, the 5-minute goal line, and the 5-minute red line. Okay, so here's a perfect example of that. You're watching the market, and you're seeing that it's a big trending day. The Nasdaq is ripping. Well, in that scenario, maybe you don't want to turn on the 5 minute red line. Maybe you just want to have the 5 minute goal line or the 1 minute goal line. The 1 minute goal line is just that continuation, really quick move to that EMA, and then it's just a bounce going straight in that trend direction that that you're seeing on the chart. 5 minute goal line is just a little bit bigger of a pullback. The red line is a much bigger pullback. But what I have noticed too is on big trending days, we typically don't see the 5 minute red line trade, or it turns into a big reversal. So it goes right through that 5 minute red line, and it's a change on the trend. So at least we have the flexibility without having to go into the strategy settings and manually turn things on and off or adjust things. He's going to have these all the buttons right up here that I think personally will make the trading a lot easier. A lot easier. So, and then the overnight open is going to be its own separate trade as well. So right now we have 3 options. Well, we're going to have 4 options once that gets released. So if you're an overnight open trader, you can literally just keep it at you can keep this to just trade the overnight open. Again, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, so it's a the bot is evolving to trade around a lot of people's strategies, a lot of the recommendations that other traders have made, and it so far I'm impressed. I'm actually very impressed with the bot. I'm impressed with the development and the coding of this bot. It is pretty damn close to exactly what Robert Anderson is teaching. Now, can a bot or anything be able to see price action as well as some traders? Absolutely not. Quite frankly, there's a lot of traders that are shit at price action. Well, this bot might actually help them, and they might be able to look at it and be like, "Oh, okay. I wonder why it didn't take that trade. Oh, okay. Well, I see that there wasn't enough space there. We were running into an overnight open. There's a few. There wasn't that smooth pullback into the EMA." That can help certain traders with just basic price action. So I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I think that I think he's done a great job. So I'm already up on the day. I'm up pretty damn good. I got the first CL for I think 26 ticks. Got 250 on the Nasdaq trade. And I'm in another oil trade here that we're up about $60 on. So far, a good day of trading. Let's see what the bot here can do. I would love for this thing to take a really nice trade today. Get me to have a little bit of a cushion over that 2,000 and ride out the remaining days. Now, granted, this is Thanksgiving weekend, so make sure that you know that its trading is going to be much lighter. So I am taking a look at volume, obviously, but so far with the trades that I've seen, they've been working out pretty damn good. So let's see here what the bot does, and stick around for my individual trade recaps on the bot, and then the recap for the entire day. Take care, everyone.
Order submitted.
All right, and here we get into a 5-minute red line setup on the NQ. Now, I was in front of the screens here, saw the setup, and I'm going to be honest with you, my first reaction was like, ugh. I really honestly did not like this setup. You can see the chop. There wasn't necessarily a big pullback here into the 5-minute red line. Obviously it touched into it, but it just wasn't as clean as I was. It's not as clean as if I be taking this thing manually. I know I would not have taken this trade. And then I'm even talking to a few people on Discord, and I'm like, I don't like the trade, but it's got to get past. It's got to get past this level here, where that first pivot was at, and then I'm like, then I would feel better. Obviously, it gets a little rejection here, and then once it goes to break even, I'm like, okay, well at this point, we could just let this trade go and see if it has the legs that it needs to take full profit. So our entry on this one was at 15,954.25, and our take profit was at 15,991.75. So again, just I think this was 145 ticks of. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. This was almost 38 points is what we're looking for. So big target on the NASDAQ. And again, I'm feeling good here. We've got a break-even trade. We finally were able to break that pivot. And then now I just know that if we can get to that second pivot, we've got a really good chance here at this point. So, my comments started changing a little bit on the Discord. I'm like, hey, you know what? This might have an opportunity. And I think this might be the third NQ trade that goes the distance. I mean, this thing is at this point, it had a little rejection there, had a little bit of a pullback. Now we're starting to get close to our break even stop, which I'm like, well, you know what? It is what it is. At least, only a few bucks are on the table with commission. So we're really looking for that big thrust up to break through here. Come on, NQ. Come on, NQ. Let's see what you got here. This is a big moment here in the trade. I know I've got a little bit of resistance here, but I know that my next resistance point is going to be, 7 or 8 points above this pivot that we have to go into, where I know we'll form some kind of resistance. But then I'm also thinking to myself, we have some space between our break-even stop, so we do have some space to kind of let this trade, even if it needs a minor pullback to get the legs it's going to need to get full TP, I was okay with it. But again, we just need that strong candle to just break through. And I think if it breaks through, then we can definitely get to that next level with pretty much ease. And I do have these recordings now just sped up a little bit, so I can shorten the length of these videos down a little bit. Come on. Okay, you can see that it's inching. It's inching. It wants to get some legs here. And that's exactly, I literally was saying this in Discord. I'm like, it wants to get it. And here it goes. Here's the legs that we were looking for. And now I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, so we kind of just broke through that. We closed up higher. We just have this little pivot here that, I know we're going to get a little bit of resistance on, but if we can break through there, I think the next destination is full take profit. Also, you can see that our auto trailing stop has now put us into profit. So not only is this break even, but now we're actually in a profit no matter what. So even if the thing was to reverse on me all the way down, We're in profit, so at this point, I'm like, let's go. And you could just see it. It auto trailed it again. So now, I mean, this thing worked beautifully on this trade, absolutely beautifully. Now the only thing is, can we get full take profit? So this is where patience in trading really starts to kind of pay off. I in the Discord I was commenting that if I was manually moving these take profits down, I probably would have left, I think, close to 18 points of profit on the table. I'm sorry, 13 points. I probably would have left 13 points just based off of that pivot. Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm sure there's a bunch of you that would be like, hit the close button at this point. Um, but I
Order
had
canceled.
faith. Full take profit NQ. Okay, and here we get into a long setup in oil off of the 5 minute red line. Again, this is going to be 2 for 2 on setups that I just did not like. And obviously the bot still took them. If I'm trading this manually, I don't think I'm in this trade. Just full disclosure. So, and then another boneheaded move that I did is, if you look at the NQ, my chart wasn't following it. After that long trade, I must have moved it and it wasn't auto trailing, but that's okay. So we're in the oil right now. We're on a 5 minute red line, a pullback there where you could see price action's been really flat. Again, all of those EMAs are just really compressed into one. Just not liking this trade really whatsoever. So our entry on this one was 78.24. Take profit was at 79.24. I believe that is correct. Yes. And then our stop loss was at 78.09. This trade just keeps going. I mean, I had to really speed this one up. I think that this trade lasted over 30 minutes. I mean, maybe even more than that. It was just a ridiculously long trade. Goes to break even. So again, really no skin in the game. That's the one thing I do love about the bot, where if you're able to get a little bit of movement, it does get you into at least auto break even. I know I've complained about it in the past too, where sometimes it just doesn't give you enough space. But on these 5 minute red lines, doesn't really seem to be, that much of an issue. So I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, I kind of got lucky on the first NASDAQ trade. I don't want to say lucky, but it was a setup that I didn't like, and it went to full take profit. So that just tells you what price action can do. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, it'd be kind of cool if if we could do the same thing here in oil again. I mean, that would be pretty pretty awesome. So I'm kind of talking myself into possibly this trade working out for me. But you'll see. You'll see what happens here on this one. Oh, and I'm sorry. And then we also get into, at the same time, we get into a Russell trade all the way on the right. So now I've got two trades going on pretty much at the exact same time. The Russell trade just took a loss. So that was my only loss today was on the Russell. And then I'm still in this oil trade. This oil trade literally took forever. I mean, it just felt like, and then look at the Russell go. Look at that sucker go. I tell you. So again, I'm still in this oil trade, thinking to myself, possibilities. I mean, we've created our own pivots within our own trade, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, does this thing really have any possibility of getting to that target? I'll be honest with you, in my head, I still said no. I did like the Russell trade, though. I actually did like that setup. Of course, the one that I like is a loser, but sometimes it's the way it goes. So then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, is this thing ever going to stop? Like, is this thing ever just going to come to an end? This was like the trade for forever, and this thing is sped up like a ridiculous amount, and it's still taking forever. Would have been nice if we could have had a little bit of and this is something that I'm definitely going to be looking out for next week's challenge is I don't want these break even stops. I'm going to see if I can get break even plus 2 ticks. I'm sure I'm going to have to back test it to see if it doesn't really hurt the strategy much. And there's been a bunch. I think that Nasdaq trade from Friday, I think it was. Man, shit, that came like 1 tick away from stopping me out, break even, and then went all the way to full take profits. So, you do these little adjustments of a tick above just to kind of pay for commissions, and in the end, that tick ends up biting you in the butt. So, I don't know. I was thinking about it, but maybe I stick to the plan. So now here I'm not feeling very good about this trade. Well, I didn't feel good about the trade really throughout the entire process, but I know I'm hitting here a line that doesn't look very good. Just keeps going. I'm telling you, it's crazy. I promise it does come to an end here. And the ending is actually kind of brutal. Oh yeah. Hits this pivot right here. Hits this pivot and then just this sucker gets slammed. Telling you it's an obnoxiously long amount of time, and this is sped up like 4 times. It's this trade was just forever, which also can kind of tell you about price action during that time. I promise you. That's unbelievable. There you go. That's right, another winner. Big winners. I mean, the bot. This is the 4th day in a row that the bot is just shining. It's just shining. It said it. I think I said it on Friday. The bot was talking to me. It's like, hey Rob, you kind of forgot about me here a little bit. I've been kind of picking up some steam lately, and what's going on? I mean, that Nasdaq trade. Wow, wow. I didn't, I didn't like the setup. I honestly didn't like any of the setups besides the Russell, and the Russell was the one that lost. That Nasdaq trade, when I got it, I mean, I was right on Discord, and I'm like, do not like this setup at all. If I'm trading this manually, I don't get into this trade. The bot did it. The bot said, you know what? I got you. I got you, bud. Full take profit. That was like $150 off of two micro contracts. Do you guys want to look at the P&L statement, day 17? I'm excited. Look at this sucker, man. $2,104. Realized profit today of $130. Oh, we are back, baby. We are back. Um, that it's been exciting. You know what? If anything, it's been freaking exciting. 6 days up, 6 days down, 4 days back up. We've covered a lot of ground. We've covered a lot of ground here. Um, so bot did fantastic. Really did. Did better than what I would have been able to do manually trading it. Well, isn't that something? Isn't that something? The bot did better than what I think I would have done manually trading the strategy today. That's interesting. Let's throw up oil over here. I mean, why not? We're talking about winners. Let's talk about winners. Let's be a winner. Let's be a winner here. All right, here's our day. I already commented session one. Winner, full take profit. We get our inside bar. Second bar in the session. So let's just delete this. We've got our long order placed at the top of the candle. We've got our short at the bottom of the candle. We obviously get activated to the shorts. So let's get our short tool here. Put it at the bottom of this entry. Our stop goes to the top of our source candle. 25 ticks. Does this sound familiar to anybody? 25 ticks today in the morning. Boom. Full take profit. I think it took about 12 minutes. Awesome trade. Awesome trade. Now, here's the thing. Session 2 comes in. Oh, and then in between, I get my 835 NQ trade, which I know I have not made a video on, and I promise you it's coming. But that one hits for $250. So now I'm like, okay, this is looking good. And then here's the psychology of a trader. I'm like, all right, I'm up pretty good. This is two trades in a row. This is even before the bots even started, because this is at about 8:30. And I'm thinking to myself, do I want to take this second session oil when I'm batting 100 today? You know what I say? I say, yeah, let's do it. That's what I did. I said, let's do it. You kind of have to go off of your statistical. I'm using fancy words. You got to go off of what you've tested and what you feel comfortable with. Okay? So, session 2. Here's a good learning. Here's a good learning for people. We get an inside candle right at 9 a.m. So opened at 9, closed at 9:05. I got a few people on Discord. Now, there's videos that I've done that explain this, but that's the one nice thing about Discord is that we're all talking about this as the trades are going. People are going absolutely bonkers, which is great. I can't tell you how many people have told me they've passed their eval accounts just with this oil trade, which is fun. It's good to hear. So here's a good learning tool. If this is an inside candle on session 1 at 8 a.m., so from 8 a.m. to 8:05, if that's an inside candle, we are not getting into that trade, because the source candle that we need to use for our stop loss is pre-session. That would be 7:55 to 8 a.m. We don't take the first inside candle in session 1. In session 2, you are 100% okay to take the first inside bar that forms and using this source candle to the left. As long as you are not in a trade. So here, this trade closes out. We're only looking for one trade during session one. We get this inside bar that forms right here, first bar in session two. We're in, we get activated to the long. Why? Your long, I just like explaining this because I think it's just easier. There's your long entry. Here is where your short entry would have been. Obviously, this doesn't get activated. The long entry gets activated. Let's pull our long tool up here. We're in right here. Source candle risk is 26 ticks. Does 26 ticks sound familiar to anybody that's watching this video? Hope so. Because boom, you get 26 points. So today's session was fantastic. I didn't have high hopes. It's Thanksgiving week. I mean, it's turkey time, man. And volume's usually a little bit lower. People are, planning their vacations, going to see family. And I mean, I was digging what happened today. This thing was awesome. this thing was this was great. Let me go put oil back in your place. You did really well for me, oil. Let's look at the 15-minute Rob reversal trade today. No setups this morning. We get a setup for a short at 8:15 pre-session. I'm Central Time. I'm in Chicago. Remember, rules start 8:30 and on, so it's 8:30 to 1:15 Central Time. No setup. We do get another signal here for a short at 9:15. We don't take this short because we are over the ADMA, so no trade. So we had no trades in the Rob reversal today. We didn't really need it. Honestly, I know I didn't need it. I mean, this was a fun day of trading. Bot did fantastic. My strategies did great. Overall, it's a good feeling day. So let's see what tomorrow brings. Please, if you like the content, hit the like button, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. Happy trading, everyone.